Today I had a cool opportunity to meet with a lobbyist here in the Phoenix area, somebody that lobbies at the state level. Um, Interesting because, and you know, he was the first person to make the joke at how we think that lobbyists are such slime balls. And, this guy was actually a really good dude. You could tell in the way that he spoke and the things that he said. I appreciated his values, although probably not in agreement necessarily in politics. However, I did think that it was absolutely worthwhile, and just to be able to see what's going on behind the scenes at that level and with that level of influence, I thought was super, super, super interesting because I'd never really thought about that. I'd never taken it that far to see how much some of the groups that we're a part of do to help benefit us, either as small business owners, right? Or property management groups. And as we group together, like the National Association of Residential Property Managers, NARPM, that's a group that we're a part of, and just the influence that the group can carry and hold in dealing with lobbyists like this versus someone individually. So I thought that was really, really, really interesting. When you really want something done, the way to get it done is, get a group together, make sure that you're all in alignment for what that vision needs to be, and find someone that is like one of these lobbyists that can go to bat for you and make sure that they're keeping you apprised of what's really happening. A lot of control, a lot of things that happen behind the scenes in that space. So interesting, right? I thought it was something different. And then I thought about our business and the pieces that we do have control over and the things that we don't. And one of the things that I'd say novice or newer investors bring to us regularly. This is no knock on the investor as much as it is the way that the process and the way that we as a collective, as a society, have given more credit to property managers than we should, right? And I mean, pricing doesn't start with me. It starts with the market, right? The market is the market. I don't set the pricing. I set a price, right? And the price that I set, for those of you that know, like, I am very confident in our marketing. I got a marketing kit over here, and I know where we market. I know how it markets. I pay a lot for marketing, right? I pay a lot to make sure that our listings are at the top of the searches, because I know that the more hits, the more looks, the more people we see hit those things, those properties, the better our odds are that we're going to find the right person. It takes good marketing to do that. So I'm confident in pushing the price a little bit. However, if you and I have had a conversation about pricing recently, you may be completely disappointed in what I have to say. You may be in alignment, may go, oh yeah, I totally get it. You may be stoked. If you've never rented a property before and you've got an asset that's not doing anything, you may be winning right now comparatively, right? So it depends on who you ask. But again, there's a level of confidence that people should have in someone like myself as the property manager, property management company, who basically takes that information and says, okay, this is what we have to work with, but I don't set the price. I see what's happening in the market. I run the comps just like everybody. I see, okay, look at this one. Let's see how this one looks. Let's see how this one looks. Let's walk your property. I got to get out there and see it. If I don't see your property, I'm not setting a price. My team won't either. They'll give you a range, right? Like, I can give you a range all day because the range is what Zillow or any of these others will do. But until we walk inside of it, we see how it stacks up against the next house that we know, not just the ones that are on the market right now, but the ones that rented. What did they rent for? What did they sell for? How long did they take? What's the story that we're not seeing when we're just looking online and seeing what a Zestimate or a rental estimate gives us, or whatever that might look like? It doesn't paint the picture that we need to see in order to go, all right, I see what somebody's going to see in your property. This is what we think the price is. I think I do a really good job at what I do, but what I do when it comes to pricing isn't all that hard. I don't think that's where we make our money. I don't think that's where you're paying for some secret hidden talent that I have to make the price something that it's not. I love to push the price. I'll be the first one to tell you. It's why I don't like to work dual agency, right? That's why I don't want to represent a buyer on a house that we're selling, because there's a high probability that I'm trying to push the price, because that's what I do for my clients. It's what we do on our rentals. When we haven't taken a property on before, we want to see how much it can do. And if I have that much confidence in the marketing, then we should be able to pivot quick enough to be able to say, all right, let's make sure that we're getting this thing moved quick enough, but at the same time, we got to push it to see what we can get. So next time we have to price a property, next time we're looking at that, be aware that if we're suggesting a price, we're also, and if we're not, setting the expectation that we're going to need to come off of that price relatively quickly if it's newer on the market, or depending on the traffic that we're getting. I mean, all the metrics and everything that we've seen behind the scenes is what directs where we feel we need to go with this thing. We shoot for 100% feedback on all of our sales. We do the same on the rental side to get feedback from all of the agents that are out there opening the door and building rapport with our tenant potentials, our tenant prospects. And, you know, let's see what happens with those. But hey, I hope this was helpful. Before this thing goes off the trails, I am going to stop this video now. I appreciate you watching and look forward to coming back again next week with something else. See ya.